read Our Bones Dust #2. I'm just gonna say it. I firmly believe we're in January. This is gonna be one of the best issues of the year. I'm already saying that, hands down. If you thought issue #1 was weird and mysterious, issue #2 basically fucking flips the script and says, like, what you think you know may not be true. And I'm gonna tiptoe around a bunch of this. Obviously, this is Ben Stenbeck, fresh off of Our Mice and Men, fresh off of Travels with Charlie. He established novelist who then died and then came back and wrote comics. That's a nice callback.
No, not at all.
I see what you did there.
Not at all. Just this different guy.
Anyway,
it's a different guy.
Dave Stewart on colors, Russ Wooten on letters. Again, these two are on every book. I know we already covered a Russ Wooten book. Here's another Russ Wooten book. Couple thoughts. Stenbeck draws oversized mutated lizards really well. Just saying it. Agreed. They look great. Amazing issue. Great piece of storytelling. If it sounds nebulous, you really need to read this for yourself. If you're reading this book and you haven't gotten to this issue yet, just get pumped. Read this book now. Stenbeck continues to be an absolute master of non-verbal storytelling. If you need any proof, just look at the scene where our protagonist kills the lizard and then looks to its young, and then the way he just sort of looks like aghast and he sort of curls up in the fetal position and nothing is said. And you get this really interesting moment where you suddenly realize you're dealing with a guy who, just despite the brutal setting he's in, like he doesn't relish killing. In fact, he doesn't even seem comfortable with it. And again, that's just really weird when you look at all of the other people we've been introduced to in this universe, and it just creates this sheer amount of mystery about who this character is and why this world seemingly hasn't shaped him the same way that it's shaped all of these other people that surround him and who want to kill him for the most part. Also, just in terms of who are the observers and what's the relationship between the observers and the observees, it might not be what you think.
Nick.
It might not be what you previously think. That's all I'm saying about that. Also, who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys? Might not be what you think.
Listen.
Might not be what we've previously said. That's all I'm saying there. I'm tiptoeing. I am. This is a high wire act at the Barnum Circus, and I am going across this is me, on the tightrope.
You're definitely on a rope. I think that's for sure. This issue is fantastic, and I totally agree with pretty much everything you've said. The best part of this issue is something I can't speak about because I think that Stenbeck basically takes a stab at the reader. Stenbeck, excuse me. Yes. Sorry. Stenbeck takes a stab at the reader and says, "You had no idea what this book was," and I really appreciated the way that was let out. Like we got crumbs, but it turns out that they weren't crumbs at all. They were just small pieces of arsenic. So fantastic issue. Totally agree. I think you're right. This is probably one of the better issues I've seen in a long time. This 4-issue series is probably going to be the best trade that you can buy this year, hands down. Just going to say that without really knowing what the next 2 issues have in store. Stenbeck's art is incredible. Dave Stewart is doing some of the best color work that I've seen in a minute. So like, nothing but high praise for this Our Bones Dust #2. Totally with you, Nick.
Well, it looks like I'm going to have to do a 115th and 116th issue for this month because you guys are selling me on this book.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And like, what the fuck is the centipede thing that talks in computer speech and seems to have a blanket with human skin? What's going on?
Nick,
what's going on?
Leave it.
That's not a reveal. That's mystery. People are going to hear that and be like, what is Nick? Is Nick on bath salts? Like, what's happening?
The Lions won, and Nick just started injecting drugs.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the little disclaimer at some point that anytime these guys say Steinbeck, they mean Stenbeck. So because I had to put that in the first video that we did.
Yeah, you're right.
So there you go.
Stenbeck. I'm sorry, Stenbeck.
I got you guys covered. Editor's note. That's what editor's notes are for. They're in the comics.
That is true.
Now they're in our videos.
Exactly.
Read this book. Read this book. Read this book. Read this book.
Yes. I'm gonna
put that on the back of the trade. Just Nick, me and just a long block of read this book, read this book, read this book, read this book.
I'm moving on.